So, the beginning of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game was all about big, strong monsters. It still is today. But we want to talk a little bit about the first bits of attack, power, kind of creeping up as we went along over the years. And one of the first ones that really made a huge impact was Mechanical Chaser.
Absolutely. Normal summons have always been a crucial part of the game. Still in 2024, they are a crucial part. They are the first step of your combos. But even back in the day, things looked a lot different, and the most powerful sometimes were these monsters, these normal monsters. And you have obviously mentioned Chaser, but there was one that took the crown a little bit after, which was Gemini Elf. 1900 was incredible back in the day. There was nothing that could challenge it, and you got so much advantage from it. And what a way to do it was with your friends back in the day.
I remember trying to win with my 7-colored fish, but no, Gemini Elf always won out those battles. And now we're moving on to some interesting monsters, and we're going to talk about two decks that were very closely linked throughout their time together in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament scene. And we're going to start with Warrior Toolbox. So Warriors have always been an amazing archetype. They got one of the first searching spells in the game, Reinforcements of the Army, and some of their monsters have got incredible effects. But one key thing that happened was many of these warriors were Earth, and Giant Rat was a card that allowed you to find your warriors from your deck or your other Earth monsters and bring them right to the field. So cards like Exiled Force, where you were tributing it off to destroy one of your opponent's monsters. We talked just how strong monster destruction was in Yu-Gi-Oh! Back then. And you were able to get that kind of for free because you were able to block an attack with your Giant Rat and then get your Exiled Force and use it right away. And even another one that allowed you to block many attacks was Injection Fairy Lily. If you got her from the deck, she was able to pump herself up to a huge amount of attack points, so stop your opponent from attacking you directly.
Absolutely, but if there was, as you've mentioned, a link in between these two strategies, it was Marauding Captain, because obviously, conveniently enough, it was both searchable by Reinforcement of the Army and summonable of Giant Rat, and that just made it perfect as a way to just extend your plays. Back in the day, there was not that many special summons, especially from the end, and it could get you still to these utility monsters that just did even more. We have mentioned how obviously attack and defense were crucial, but if you added, just an additional benefit, and DD monsters were just absolutely amazing back in the day. DD Warrior Lady and DD Assailant were just two incredible warrior monsters that get you there, and even like plenty of years afterwards, I'm thinking Time Wizard 2010, there are still cards that are played by a lot of duelists, both in the main deck and in their side deck. It just shows you how versatile warriors have always been and probably will always remain.
So now we're going to get a little spooky. We're going to talk about zombies. So one of my favorite zombies and one of the first kind of epic zombies is the Vampire Lord. An amazing card, a little bit difficult to summon, but not with the help of Pyramid Turtle, another of my favorite zombie monsters that really allowed you to get Vampire Lord out a little easier. And another one of my favorite zombies is Spirit Reaper. What a card. It was one of the first cards alongside Thestalos that took cards out of your opponent's hand. If you used it alongside something like Robin Goblin, you were able to take cards out of your opponent's hand really quickly. And the cool part about Spirit Reaper was that it couldn't be destroyed by battle, so you could use it as tribute material for the following turns. But then there was a huge shift in what happened with zombies. You're going to tell us about that.
Absolutely. They evolved quite a bit and they changed, I think, drastically the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Was played back in the day. Because Ill Blood, out of every other card, really shook things around. You have mentioned Pyramid Turtle, and what a premium target for that card it was. I think it was the Gemini monster that really shined, and as basically with Pyramid Turtle you could get it, and then next turn you could easily normal summon it, get the effect, and alongside it, there were a lot more ways to summon and special summon back zombie monsters from your graveyard, thanks to Zombie Master, which would be the first of its kind of a variety of different cards. I'm thinking Lumina, Lightsworn, but there are a lot of those which then have dominated the game. And you know what is really good with special summoning from the graveyard? This little card that is currently still forbidden, which is Card of Safe Return. The advantage that you would get with this card, which at the beginning was actually a full 3 copies, like you could do so much with the zombie deck, and the advantage would go through the roof. So talk about going from discarding to drawing cards. That's zombies.